Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to tell you something about React hooks with its basic hook example. Let's start. Here, this video I'm going to tell you these topics. First, I'm going to create a React project. Okay, so open a VS Code, and after that, click this open folder. We are going to create one folder inside this. Here, I'm going to type basics. Okay, and select that folder. Now we have selected that folder. I trust this. Open a terminal, new terminal. Okay, here I'm going to create a React project. So type npx create -react -app and give project name. Here I'm going to give React basics. This is our project name, and click enter. Make sure to connect internet. Here React basic folder is created. React project is created. We need to run this to command because we need to go inside this React basic folder. So type cd React basics and click enter and type this npm start. Click enter. Now npm start is used to run the project. Okay, it is running in the 3000 port. Okay, this is the default React project UI. We successfully created our React project. Go to the VS Code. Here, if any change made in this app.js file means, here currently it's showing learn React. Here we see that link here. I'm going to change this to basics. Okay, if I change this file, suddenly the changes is reflected in this site because this changes is render in this index.js file. This render method is get the changes and modify the changes in this root id. This root id is present in this index.html. It's here. Okay, I'm going to close this. I'm going to tell you how to import css file and add style in React. Here I'm going to app.js file. Here I'm going to remove this header and to remove this logo. Currently this app.css file is imported here. App.css file is here. These are all default style. Here I'm going to add a h1 tag. Here I'm going to add React basics. Okay, and save this. Go to React app. Here that h1 tag is displaying here. I'm going to change the style of this text. So here already app.css is imported. Here I'm going to add some style. After this, here dot header. This is here I'm going to add a color. This is blue. Okay, and save this, and I'm going to copy this header, and here I'm going to add a class by using this class name and paste it here and save this. Go to browser. Here this text color is changed. This is the way you can add a class and import a style. I'm going to tell you how to add a inline style. So here I'm going to remove this class and I'm going to add a style, and we can add a style inside this double bracket. So here I'm going to add a color and colon, and inside double quotes I'm going to add a red and save this. Go to browser. Here this text is showing in red color. This is the way you can import and add a inline style. Now I want to tell you how to use and create a useState. with example. So I'm going to close this app.css. Here to remove this. After that I'm going to create one state. Here const, this is our state variable count. Okay, count is our state variable, and set count is set state. Okay, here I'm going to add a useState t. Initially its value is 0. I need to import this. Import useState from React. Yeah, useState is imported here. First I'm going to console this count and save this. Go to browser. Here inspect. Initially the 0 is printed. Here this count contains the initial value. Okay, this set count is used to change this count. I will show you. Here after that I'm going to create one button. Here I'm going to give a name as click, and I'm going to add a button click. So here we can give a on click, and I'm going to change the count value by using this set count. The set count is used to change the value. Here I'm going to pass this count. Initially we have 0 in this count, so plus 1. Here I'm going to add plus 1. Okay, and save this. Go to browser. Here I'm going to close this. I'm going to show this value here. Instead of tag basics, I'm going to display this count and save this and go here. Initial value is 0. If I click this click button, here 0 is changed to 1. Again, yeah, it's increasing, right? This set state having the power to change this state value. Okay, yeah, this is the useState. Here useState is completed, and I'm going to tell you how to use this UseEffect. First I'm going to create a UseEffect. Yeah, UseEffect is imported here. Yeah, this is the UseEffect syntax. Inside UseEffect I'm going to add a console log. This is test1, and save this file and go to browser. Here right click and go to console. Here I'm going to reload this page. Here console log is printed, test1 is printed. Here if I click this button, again this test1 is printed, right? If any state or button is clicked in this page, means this console will print. This UseEffect is print this console. Yeah, this is the first method. You can add your own function or anything inside this. I'm going to tell you the second method. Here I'm going to add a empty dependency. This is the second method. I'm going to add this to 2 and save this, and I'm going to reload this page, and test1 and 2 is printed. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to click this button. Here test1 is printed, but test2 is not printed, right? I'm going to click again test1 is printed, test2 is not printed. So this UseEffect only call when the page is load, right? Yeah, I'm going to tell you the third method. Here I'm going to add this count state is here. Here we added a dependency, right? If the state is changed, this initial value is 0. When I click this button, that 0 will change to 1. In that case, this UseEffect will call and print this test3 in console. I'm going to add one more button here, and I'm going to add one more state. This is count1 and this is state 1. I'm going to copy this. So here I'm going to change this to 1 and this to 1, and here 2. Save this. Go here. I'm going to click this first button. Test1 is printed and test3 is also printed because this state is changed, right? I'm going to click this button. Here test1 is only printed, test3 is not printed because this useEffect is not listen this count1 because this only listen this state. Okay, yeah, these are all the 3 useEffect methods. Okay, and I want to tell you how to use this UseRef with example. Yeah, I want to remove this and this too. UseRef is used to get the input value. Okay, so we need to import that UseRef here. I'm going to create a name ref. Okay, you can give any name here, and here I'm going to import that. I'm going to add a UseRef here, and it's imported here. I don't want this useState and UseEffect. Okay, and now initial UseRef value is empty string. I'm going to copy this. After that, I'm going to add a input. I'm going to create a input, and here I'm going to add a ref, and ref values this name ref. Okay, after that I'm going to create one button. This is print button. Okay, and I'm going to create one on click function, handle click, and copy that. I'm going to create one function for that, const. Here I'm going to create a arrow function. You can use arrow function inside this function. Okay, and here I'm going to print that input value inside this. Okay, so copy this name ref dot current dot value. Okay, and save this and go to browser. Here to refresh the screen, I'm going to add a demo and click this print. Here demo is printed. To change something, yeah, this change value is also printed. You can use a UseRef like this. Yeah, I'm going to create one component, and I'm going to show you how to import that component. Okay, so you can create component like file or folder. You can create a file and add this as new. This is our component file name, and click enter. You can create a JS or JSX file. Here type rf c and click enter. It will create a basic function and with export. Okay, and we created our component. I'm going to import this component. First save this and import that component in the app.js after this button. Okay, so I'm going to paste that, and you need to import that file here. Yeah, that component is imported here. And I'm going to close that. Yeah, now our component is imported, and save this and go to browser. Here this new component is displaying after this button. Here button is here. After that button it's showing. Okay, I'm going to change anything in this folder. Here this is test demo, and save this. Yeah, here text is changed. This is the way you can create an import folder, or otherwise you can create a folder. This is new component, and move that component inside this. Okay, and move here. This we need to change this import method because we have this new component inside one folder, so we need to add that folder name too before that. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Click end of the component name and click control and space. It will show you, it will suggest this, and click that. It will import. Okay, like this. And you can create a style too. New .css and click enter. You can add a style and import that style here, and you can use that. Okay, you can create a component in this method too. Okay, after that I'm going to tell you how to pass the props to the child component. Here this app.js is the parent component, this new component, this is the child component. Okay, I'm going to close this CSS and this. Yeah, I'm going to pass a data to this child component from the parent. Here I'm going to add a value, and you can pass a string, or you can pass a some variable here. I will show you. First I will show you the string. Okay, string method. Here I'm going to add a string. Here test value, and save this, and you need to add a props here. Sorry, and I'm going to copy this to console. Sorry, I'm going to console that value here. This is props, right? Go to browser, and yeah, here we get the value from this parent. So I'm going to console the value. Okay, in React we cannot create more than one JSX root element. Yeah, we can create only one root variable, I mean JSX element. Okay, here inside this div I'm going to print that props. Okay, h1 tag and props dot, we have value inside this value, so dot value. Okay, go here. Yeah, here test value is printed. I'm going to change this to test value 1 and save this. Yeah, it's changed. Yeah, it's printed here, and I'm going to pass a state value. Okay, so create const. Here this is count, set count, use state is imported and 0, and copy that. I'm going to remove this, paste that here, count plus 1, and I'm going to pass this count to child. Here button value, and I'm going to pass that state to this child. So save this and go to child component. After that I'm going to display. Here we get a, I'm going to refresh the screen. Here we get two values, one is button value, another one is value. So I'm going to print that button value here. Okay, save this, go to browser. Here initially we have this value, and after that we have this count. Okay, if I click this print, state value is updated, that's why this props is also changed. Okay, yeah, you can pass the props like this, and you can destructure the props also. Here you don't want to add a props for a always, so I'm going to tell you the destructure method. Okay, so add a const, and we are going to get this two parameter, one is value, I mean props. Okay, value, another one is button value. So here I'm going to add a value and button value. We are going to get that value from this props. So save this, and I'm going to remove this props and save this, and here still we have the same value. I refresh the screen, and yeah, we get a props from the parent to child. This is the destructure method. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the routing. So in routing we need to install one npm package, that is react router DOM. Go to this npm package, copy this and install your project. So here I'm going to terminate this, Control C and paste that. The package is installing. Yeah, our package is installed. I'm going to start this project again. That package is React router DOM is added here. Okay, if any package is added, this will reflect in this package.json. Okay, and our project is running again. I'm going to add a routing. Okay, so in routing, I don't want this div. Instead of this div, I'm going to add a browser route. And close that, and I need to import that. So I don't want this to, and import this browser route from React router DOM. Yeah, now we imported that file. After that, I want to add a routes. It is also imported here. Inside routes, I want to add a route. It is also imported here. Okay, here I want to specify the path. Here I want to add a slash, and I want to add a element. Here I want to display the which component I want to display when the URL is just a slash. Okay, I mean just slash means I will show you. First I am going to copy this component, child component. I'm going to display that component when the page is load. I'm going to paste that, and I'm going to import that component after that. Yeah, here, and save this and go to browser. Here I'm going to refresh the screen. Oh, sorry, I'm not passing any props to this page, so I don't want that. Here I'm going to remove this two h2 tags, sorry, h1 tags. Here I'm going to add a new one. This is child component, and save this. Yeah, here we displaying the child component when the page is load. And if I add slash home means we don't have any content here. I mean this page is blank, so we are not specified this URL in the routing. So we need to add that route, I mean path here. So duplicate that, and here I'm going to add a home, and I want to create one more component. Here this is home.js. Here RFC and type. Here home component is created. Copy that. Go to app.js. Here I want to remove that and import that home file here. His home is imported. Save this. Here home is displaying here. This component value is displaying. Yeah. If I change this to home1, yeah, it's reflected here. If I remove that, and this is the normal screen, and if I add slash home, it's showing this screen. And I want to navigate this component to home screen when the button click. Okay, so I'm going to add a button here. So click me, and on click, here I'm going to create a handle click, copy that function, and I'm going to create one function for this. Here I'm going to use navigate. Okay, so const use navigate. It is imported here. It is also a React router inbuilt function. It is used to navigate to one page to another. Okay, here I want to add that navigate. I want to add a, when this button is clicked, I'm going to navigate to home screen. Yeah, save this, and yeah, here we get a button. If I click this button, it navigate to home screen. Yeah, in this way you can navigate to home screen. Yeah, routing is completed. I'm going to add design a form. So inside home screen I'm going to design a form. Here I'm going to add a form to add an input. To close that, this is name, and placeholder, this is name. I'm going to duplicate this for one more time. Yeah, this is first name and this is last name, and this is name. And after that I'm going to add one button here, submit button, and I'm going to add a on submit here. Before that I need to get a event here, handle submit, and I'm going to pass that event here, and I need to copy that and create one function after this, const I'm going to event here. First I'm going to console this first name. Okay, here I'm going to add a e dot target dot first name dot f name dot value, and save this and go here. You can get a input value in event method also. Okay, so here I'm going to refresh the screen. I'm going to click me that button. Here I'm going to add a value here. This is data and data1. Okay, and I'm going to submit this. Here value is printed but page is reloaded, because when the page is submitted the page is reloaded. We need to prevent that, so we need to add a e dot prevent default. Okay, and save that and go to browser. Here I'm going to add something in that field. I'm going to submit again. Here that value is printed. We just printed only the first name, and we need to print the last name too. Yeah, I'm going to refresh the screen. Here this is demo data. To submit that screen, here we get the first and last name. Okay, both are printed in this console. Yeah, we finally completed this topics. When I explained UseEffect, console is printed multiple times when the page load. Here I'm going to create a UseEffect, to add a console log, save this, go here. Yeah, it's printed multiple times. If I reload again, it's printed multiple times. Why? Because go to index.js file. Here we added this app.js inside this strict mode. The strict mode is used to help the developer to identify the issue in the code. Okay, if I comment this line and I'm going to browser, here if I reload, here only once the console is printed. Yeah, this is what I try to tell in this video. I think this video will help you. Bye bye.